So if you don't have a role model, you don't have a mentor, you don't have someone who can be a little bit of an accountability partner for you, go get one. Go find someone. It makes all the difference.
You can have all the great plans in place, but sometimes these beliefs come up about, I feel too old to change, I'm too young, I don't know what I want to do. And we help strip all of that back.
If you're the type of person that gives and gives and gives, you need to make sure you fill yourself up. This is also known as self-care.
So because of my experience, I know how important it is to be grounded in a why or a mission or a purpose, whatever word you resonate with more. So for me, I already knew that I wanted to be inspiring and empowering. But what if you don't know?
Because to me, unless your thinking leads to action, then you're not going to change your mindset.
So once you've got a landing page, and on that landing page you're telling people what your thing is that you're giving away for free, and you've got a form on there where they can enter their name and email, you then want that information to go somewhere.
When somebody goes to your website, you have spent time, your resources and money to drive somebody to that website.
But the fact is that anger, that resentment is not really helping you.
What is the main purpose of your website? Your website is there for two reasons. One, to build relationships, and two, to make you money.
And these tools allow you to get email leads with the client, from the clients when you're using their profile.
Enough of us brave enough to come out and say, actually, no, I'm not going to fit into this paradigm anymore. I'm going to change it. I'm going to create a new one.
Is it real that mental health awareness with a company that really take on people with mental health issues?
Every time we get triggered by someone to us, whether it's a person, whether it's an external situation, it's an opportunity for us to feel that emotion and let it go.
How I look at failure, you only fail when you give up. You only fail when you stop.
Action, trigger, reaction. You do an action that triggers something in the other person, then they react. So we might not know what triggers the person, but we don't need to know. We can carry on the rest of our day without being affected.
And that is what we're seeing, a new breed of entrepreneurs. We're seeing the birthing of a new golden era, and I really see it. So many people starting to wake up now and truly create prosperity for every being on the planet. And I really believe that's what we're here to do. So, thank you. Yeah, Des approached me and said he was doing a Women in Business event and asked me if I'd be interested in speaking. And of course I said yes. And I have just seen the whole process from conception right the way through to the completion of the delivery of an amazing event today. And that is what we're seeing, a new breed of entrepreneurs. We're seeing the birthing of a new golden era. And I really see it. So many people starting to wake up now and truly create prosperity for every being on the planet. I really believe that's what we're here to do. So, thank you. So the first time I met Des in person was I came to do some interview work with him, and I just was really got that he's got a great charismatic energy and just so full of passion and friendliness and love for what he does, and he's a great impresario. Today's been a really amazing event, and I think all of the speakers who stepped on stage have got great exposure, great publicity, and it's a really amazing way for them to energize their personal brand. So I'd say it's a great opportunity to get your personal brand out, to get your message out to a wonderful audience, and to really get yourself under the wing of Des and his amazing social media presence.
I'm Caroline Emile, a happiness and fulfillment coach, founder of Butterfly Me. Des actually approached me at a personal development event last September, and he told me what he does and asked me if I'd like to speak on his stage. And at the time, I had never done public speaking before, and I was quite terrified, but I said yes. And I soon called him after that.
I know how important it is to be grounded in a why, or a mission, or a purpose, whatever word you resonate with more. So for me, I already knew that I wanted to be inspiring and empowering.
So Des was very supportive in getting me ready for stage. I'd never been up there before, and I also did not have the material that I needed, for example, to exhibit at such an event, like coronal banner and flyers and all that. So we actually worked through all that, and he helped me to design everything and get everything ready. But most importantly, he helped me with my confidence. This was the area that I was still struggling with, which is quite funny as a coach, but you know, this is something new for me and out of my comfort zone. So it was great to have somebody there along the way to hold my hand, literally. Do it. You will not regret it. He is very friendly, very fun to work with, but at the same time, very firm. So I'd say these are the 3 F's of Des O'Connor.
So I discovered Des on Facebook actually. I do a lot of my own business through Facebook, and I kept seeing this man, Des O'Connor, coming up on my Facebook all of the time, organising all these incredible events. And I kept putting it to the back of my mind until it got to the stage where I thought, I need to speak to this man. Do you know what? It's been absolutely amazing. From the moment I spoke to Des, we jumped on a Zoom call, had a chat. He was so giving, he was so incredibly helpful, and the whole process, I have been so impressed with how professional it's been, how much information I've been given every single step of the way. If I've sent any messages, I've got a reply, normally within an hour or so. It's been a really great experience from start to finish, really professional, really friendly, you know, and I've just had a great day. I was taking no responsibility for what had happened to me. I wanted somebody else to come in. I was having endless messages with my ex-husband, and I couldn't help but react all of the time, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like ping pong. And you know what? I suddenly realised that the only person who was actually going to rescue me was me. I think if you're considering working with Des, have a chat with him. What have you got to lose? You know, from what I've gained today, it's the end of the day. It's been an incredible day. I've made so many connections. You know, go and have a chat with him. You know, tell him what you're doing, look at all of the options, and you know, I'd absolutely recommend anybody doing an event with Des.
Hi guys, this is Michelle Raymond, the MD of the People's Partner, which is a HR and coaching consultancy for small and growing businesses. Now, I'd like to take this time out to provide a short testimonial for a gentleman that we connected on social media, and through sharing content and sharing information, we've become quite good friends. And he decided to come to an event that I spoke at back in 2018, and he wanted to see what I was like in person and, you know, build his own opinion. So he came, he heard me speak, and he was impressed, and he asked if I could speak at one of his events. Now, he runs a number of female empowered events throughout the year, and this was just one of his female run events, and I spoke on stage. And I can tell you one thing about Des. I remember when all this was happening, and I just said to him, I had like certain expectations, certain standards, and he was able to meet those. But what was more important to me was the fact that I understand that opportunities can be found anywhere. Now, a lot of people say they don't want to pay to speak on stage. Some people just want to be paid. Some people just want to be able to sell their products. Whatever your strategy is, you have to look beyond that and see the opportunities which are in certain situations. So this presented a great opportunity for me, and I was able to speak on his stage, and there was a number of people in the room that very day, and they liked what they heard. And because of that connection with Des, I formed a connection with two other actually 3 other ladies in the room, and that's led on to further speaking engagements, further paid speaking engagements, and actually international engagements. Now, when I at the time when I was going into this, I wasn't looking at that. I wasn't looking at what strategic partnerships that I can form. But it's because when he organises his events, he's very particular about the certain people who come. So he has invited guests. You just don't know who's going to be in the room. And that's something special. Sometimes you go to events and everybody's the same as you. There's nobody there who can take you to a higher level, who can push you to that next level. But I can safely say, through my own experiences, so I'm not talking about hearsay, I'm talking about my own experiences, that I have got that opportunity, and that's literally by knowing Des, by speaking at his events and being an ambassador for what he believes in and his vision. So I would advise and encourage anybody who wants to up-level their speaking career, who wants to take it to that next level, who wants to be positioned in front of the right people who can make an impact in your life or in your business. Des O'Connor is the person to speak to. Now, I'm saying this, like I said, I'm saying this from experience, not from hearsay, but it's from my own lived experience, and it's happened to me, and I know it can happen for you. So take this opportunity when you see his marketing, engage with him, speak to him, reach out to him, and he is such a genuine person, and he will do the same for you. So anything else that you need, go directly to him. He'll be more than happy to help. Des, you're doing a grand job, and thank you ever so much for all your support.
I came across Des through by noticing originally from his posts on Facebook, and I thought, yeah, this sounds interesting and sounds like something I'd love to be involved in. Des was very, very, very supportive. You could tell he really wants to help women specifically, to be able to get on stage, because it's not easy sometimes. A lot of guys who are in the business of speaking are not usually very open to getting women on the stage, and what I found refreshing about Des is he was so supportive of wanting to get the talent of women and give them a voice on stage. So I thought it was brilliant and wonderful, and I resonated with his mission around that straight away. Just know that I see you, I feel you, I am you, I really care, and I really want to serve you. Anybody who's considering working with Des, I'd really 100% recommend it. He's very, very open. He's really good at serving your needs and making sure he gives you the best experience. And it's a wonderful opportunity to get your voice out there and actually learn such a lot from the existing speakers on the stage as well if you're a participant. So absolutely 100% recommend, and all credit to him. He's a wonderful man.
So my name is Divya Jaga Syndrome, and I am a certified life coach and speaker, best-selling author now of Coach Wisdom, mentor and senior lecturer for a life coaching school. So Des and I got connected for the first time on LinkedIn when I actually saw quite a lot of buzz and a lot of many posts going on about what he was doing here in the UK with women in business and getting women speakers on stage. So I'd reached out to him because I found out that he was also into coaching, and I was then working on this book, Coach Wisdom, that Des actually is a contributing author to. So he's chapter 11 of this best-selling book, and that's how we got connected. So if you don't have a role model, you don't have a mentor, you don't have someone who can be a little bit of an accountability partner for you, go get one. Go find someone. It makes all the difference. Yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely recommend speakers to come and participate in any of Des's events, not only as a speaker, but also as somebody to actually just come and learn for the day. The energy is fantastic. People have been coming in the morning, some of them not really sure what to expect, and literally leaving the event feeling motivated and energized and positive and enthusiastic about their own personal development, about their journeys and about their business. And I was actually I was the first speaker today, which was fantastic as well, because I spoke on getting motivated. So it set the day off fantastically, I think.
So I came across Des because he did a post on Facebook that said he was looking for speakers for this event, and a friend of mine tagged me in it, and she was like, "Oh Zoe, you really need to come and speak at Des's event." So I was like, okay, let me check it out. So I messaged Des, and then he messaged me back, and he kind of explained what he was doing and how everything worked, and I was like, you know what, I'm definitely down for speaking at his event. It's really good.
Something that is hidden, something that most people don't really talk about, something that happens in a lot of relationships, but we're not educated about it at school. And really what happens is when we experience this in our lives, because really all we're doing is going out there looking for love, looking for happiness, looking for companionship, and what we find is that we end up having our lives devastated.
The whole process, it was good. So I had a call with Des, and we spoke about the different packages and things that we could do. So how long, whether I wanted to speak for, whether I wanted to have it videoed, photographs, whether I wanted to do social media stuff. And there was loads of options to pick from, and Des was really helpful. And then he was like, I'll give you an hour's coaching call because I'm kind of new at all of this. I was like, that's fantastic. So I had a coaching call with him as well, which was really helpful. And yeah, it was just really nice. And then throughout the whole process, Des has kept me up to date with what's going on. He's always been available to ask any questions or do any type of emails with. And obviously Sarah, she's always on hand to respond to emails, and they've just produced everything and made it really, really easy. So most of my stuff, for instance, is on Instagram. That's where my most popular platform is. And Des created an Instagram banner for me, which was extra because normally he just does Facebook stuff. So it was really good. He definitely went over and above to help me promote what I was doing and obviously raise awareness and get loads of people to the event.
So I connected with Des at some point on Facebook. I connect with a lot of different people, but where I actually got to know a little bit more about Des was actually at one of the Yes Group events that I volunteer at. So I'm part of the leadership management team there, and Des came along with his desk and his stand, and I seen that he was all about empowering women and helping women who are coaches, and I thought, well, I'm all about empowerment. I'm a woman. And from that I thought, okay, there might be something here. And it just dawned on me that no, there's more to me. And as many of you sitting here, there's so much more to us. Not just that, there's so much more I wanted with qualities in a partner. So just to fast forward in time, I came across many of you may have heard of the book Secret, Law of Attraction. And I started experimenting with it, and I was able to manifest a job that I wanted with this set criteria I put for myself. And I thought, this is interesting. Let's see if it works in my life and relationship. So if you are thinking to work with Des, I would say totally go for it. He's so down to earth, he's so knowledgeable, he's so open, and he shares all of his knowledge and his experience, and that's so invaluable because he's literally been there, done that, and he's from A to Z, he's helped me. You know, he's even helped me with little things that I wouldn't even consider or think about with my business. You know, I'm there just structuring my packages and how I want to help people and best way to do it, but he's helped with so many other things with regards to like the website creation, flyer creation, you know, designing my banner for me. His team works so quickly. I was on such a deadline, and I was such a like lastminute.com person, the type of person many people hate, but he literally supported me so much through it. So he looks after you, and I would really, really recommend working with Des if you have the opportunity, and if you have that desire to talk on stage and share your story, certainly get in touch with Des. And even if you want to speak to me about further experience that I've had, get in touch.
So this webinar will particularly allow you to develop whatever mindset you want to develop. I hope it makes sense to you that mindset is massively important in all of our lives. If you had Branson's mindset or Helen Mirren's mindset or anyone else you admire and is successful's mindset, do you think you would know you would be incredibly successful and get whatever you want out of life? Absolutely. Hi, I'm Graham Price. I'm a psychologist. I run personal development trainings. I'm here on Des O'Connor's course, or conference rather, on relationships. I've been speaking to the audience. Des is amazing in what he does. I think the way he runs these various conferences and on different niches and gets people involved and gets speakers who aren't always that experienced to come up and speak to the audience. I happen to be a very experienced speaker, and I'm delighted to be able to speak at one of Des's conferences. And I think what he's doing is brilliant in advancing people in their lives and giving them strength and courage and energy and focus. So I'm absolutely one of his big supporters.